When you look around the web and even here on YouTube for marketing advice, you're gonna find a ton of content all about getting traffic to your website. Everything from the latest SEO hacks to Facebook ad trends, even how to capitalize on TikTok trends to bring users to your site. Nobody wants to see me dance. You get the point. Believe me when I say there are a million ways to funnel new people into your website, and small business owners tend to obsess over all of them. But what if I told you that, like speculating on cryptocurrency, this isn't the best thing to pour your time and energy into? Instead of asking, how can I get people to come to my website, the real million-dollar question is, how do I get them to come back? Okay, so way back in the olden days of 2006, a study was conducted by an analytics firm called Visual Sciences, and they wanted to find out how much more valuable a returning website visitor was compared to a first-timer. And what they concluded was that on average, 1.5% of that first-time website traffic actually converted into taking the next step, whether that's making a purchase or scheduling a sales call or a consultation. And the truth is that depressing low figure is a pretty standard conversion rate for cold traffic. Ice cold traffic, as it were. But then something interesting happened. So when they looked at conversion rates for people who came back a second, third, or fourth time, that conversion rate shot up to 12.6%. Now, for those of you who are keeping track, that's 8 times as much. Because the truth is, someone who lands on your website for the very first time is most likely not gonna purchase or schedule that consultation. Think of it like this, right? You're out shopping for a new pair of shoes. You browse the store, maybe you try on a few pairs, but then you decide you wanna look around at a few other stores before taking the plunge. Now, if this was 1725 and you rode your horse 2 days to get to the nearest cobbler, it might be a different story, but a customer today has lots of choices and they know it. So the fact that they spent time on your site and hopefully had a good customer experience means that they file you into their brain as a positive. And if you have a solid marketing strategy, you've set up the experience for them to come back. So if you want to get way more of those return visits when it comes to your website, I want to show you 2 separate mechanisms or funnels that you can put into place that are going to just really stack the deck in your favor, giving them a reason to want to come back in a way that's 8 times as profitable for your business. The first funnel is a lead magnet funnel. So in short, your website is going to prominently feature a lead magnet or freebie piece of content that promises to solve a problem or a pain point for your ideal client. Now, lead magnets can take many forms, everything from a quick start checklist to a video training to a quiz that figures out what they need most, and then they get exactly what they need for their specific issue. The key here is to make it actionable and irresistible through the topic and the title. So why is that always the key? Well, you want the visitor to opt into the freebie with their email address, so then a few things happen. First, hopefully your freebie delivered on its promise and they're just immediately impressed with that. So make sure that it's good. And you may recognize this strategy from the grocery store in the before times. I'll be back. Then to build on that good first impression, you'll want to follow up with them via email, providing them with even more helpful advice. And the way this generally works best is if you were to tease the content a bit right inside the email, telling them why it's so powerful. And if you want to read the article or watch the video, here's the link to get it on our website. Now they're back for their second visit, and if you have a good call to action on that content page, you might just get some action then and there. If not, you have plenty more chances to get them back again and again. And on that third or fourth email, you can even get more promotional, directly asking for the sale. After all, you can't do this dance forever. The ultimate goal of this strategy is to stay in front of your warm leads so that you're top of mind when they're ready to make a purchase. Email marketing allows you to reach your audience with a purpose. Providing useful information that shows you really know about whatever it is you're offering helps convince customers to buy it from you. They'll start to trust you as the expert, even if you're just of the self-proclaimed variety. This guy gets it. I shall make a purchase post haste. Now, lead magnets also help build the type of relationships with users that equate to a higher customer lifetime value. The only downside is that it can be a long game. Leads generally don't pass on through subsequent generations if you haven't converted them yet. And the second funnel you can use to get more of those repeat website visitors is through paid traffic, specifically pixeling and retargeting. So pixeling is essentially putting a small piece of code, which they call a pixel, onto your website's back end to pretty much take a roll call of who made it to your site at least one time. You can then retarget those visitors with paid ads via anything from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, even Pinterest. And the best part of this is retargeting ads are generally the most profitable ads you'll ever run because you're advertising to an audience that's already partially warmed up to you as a business. And this is probably why you always think your phone is listening. It's actually listening to what you search and where you go online. It also lets you spend less and get more return on a limited ad spend. So pixeling and retargeting usually go hand in hand and make up some of the most useful tools in any digital marketer's arsenal because they won't let your visitors forget about what they were checking out in the first place. The more they see it, the more likely they are to buy it. And it's going to hit people up with similar interests too, opening you up to an even bigger audience. This is retargeting at work. If it feels like a super secret spy code, that's because it kind of is, even if you're only using the insight for good. But the Apple iOS 14 updates now makes it easier to opt out of data collection like this, so pixeling and retargeting don't reign as supreme as they used to, and you're not going to be able to reach everybody, but they can still work for a lot of your website traffic. Now, depending on which funnel you'd rather use, I have 2 videos that you can watch next. This one will show you how to leverage email marketing to its fullest, including how to create an amazing lead magnet. And this one will show you 5 of my favorite retargeting ads you can show to bring more of that traffic back for more. Does this video end in a lead magnet of sorts? The student's becoming the master. So take your pick and I'll see you in just a second.